Watch the water. It does not rush. It does not scream. It does not announce its arrival with trumpets and fanfare. It simply falls, one drop, then another, and over time it does what no storm could do. It reshapes the stone. This is the secret that almost everyone misses. We live in a world obsessed with the spectacular. We wait for the lightning bolt, the moment of sudden clarity, the overnight success, the revelation that will finally change everything. We sit in the darkness, staring at the ceiling, hoping that tomorrow we will wake up as someone else. But the universe does not work in lightning bolts. It works in drops of water. Every great cathedral was not built in a day. It was built brick by hands that showed up every morning and laid one more stone. Every masterpiece was not painted in a flash of inspiration. It was painted stroke by stroke by an artist who returned to the canvas when inspiration had fled. And you are building something too. Every single day, whether you know it or not, you are building yourself. The question is not whether you are building. The question is what? A profound observer of human nature once noted that we do not rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. Your goals are the dream. Your habits are the architect that makes the dream breathe. But most people treat their habits like passengers on a train they are not driving. They wake up and the habits happen to them. The phone is in their hand before they are fully awake. The complaint leaves their lips before they have chosen it. The snack is eaten before the question was ever asked. They are not building themselves. They are being built by accident. There is a law in physics that governs the stars, and it also governs your life. It is the law of compound interest, and it does not only apply to money. A small change, repeated daily, is not just additive, it is exponential. If you improve just 1% every day, you are not twice as good after 100 days. You are nearly 3 times as good. The math is not intuitive. The mind cannot grasp it because the mind wants immediate results. The mind wants to plant a seed today and eat the fruit tomorrow. But the seed does not work that way. It works in the dark, underground, invisible. For weeks, nothing happens. You water it and you see nothing. You tend it and you see nothing. And then one day, without warning, it breaks the surface. A great teacher of human potential once said that we overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a decade. We look at the mountain and despair at the climb, forgetting that the mountain was climbed one step at a time by everyone who ever stood on its peak. The habits you build today are not just shaping your tomorrow, they are shaping your identity. Every time you show up, you are not just doing the thing, you are casting a vote for the person you are becoming. Choose the workout, and you are voting for discipline. Choose the book, and you are voting for curiosity. Choose the kind word, and you are voting for compassion. And the votes add up, not in days, but in years, not in leaps, but in drops. So if habits are so powerful, so transformative, why do they feel so impossible? Why does the alarm go off and the body refuse to move? Why does the book sit unopened? Why does the gym membership become an expensive donation? The answer is hiding in plain sight, and it is not a lack of willpower. It is a misunderstanding of how the mind works. A brilliant explorer of human behavior once spent years studying why we do what we do, and he discovered something unsettling. He found that the human brain is not designed for long-term rewards. It is designed for immediate gratification. It is designed to seek comfort and avoid pain, right now, in this moment. When you decide to wake up early tomorrow, you are making a decision as a future version of yourself, a version that is rested, motivated, and full of good intentions. But when the alarm goes off, that version is gone. In its place is a groggy, tired, cold human who wants nothing more than 5 more minutes. This is not a moral failing. This is neuroscience. The part of your brain that wants the future reward is not the same part that is driving the bus at 6 a.m. To build habits that stick, you must stop fighting your brain and start designing for it. You must make the good habits easy, and you must make the bad habits hard. A student of human nature once said that environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. You do not need to be a warrior fighting temptation every day. You need to be a gardener, arranging the garden so the weeds cannot grow and the flowers can. If you want to read more, put the book on your pillow. If you want to move more, lay out your clothes the night before. If you want to eat better, hide the snacks in the highest cupboard or stop buying them altogether. Stop relying on memory. Stop relying on motivation. Start relying on design. Here is where most habit advice stops. But we must go deeper, Because even with the perfect environment, there will come a day when you do not want to do the thing. There will come a morning when the book does not call to you. There will come an evening when the workout feels impossible. What then? A great observer of the human spirit once said that the most powerful motivation is not the desire to have something, but the desire to become someone. Every action you take is a negotiation with your own identity. When you skip the workout, you are not just skipping a workout, you are telling yourself a story. You are saying, I am not the kind of person who shows up when it's hard. And when you show up anyway, even when you don't want to, you are telling a different story. You are saying, I am the kind of person who keeps promises to myself. This is the secret that transforms habits from chores into destiny. The philosopher who spent his life studying the depths of the human psyche once wrote that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Your habits are your unconscious made visible. They are the physical manifestation of who you believe yourself to be. If you want to change your habits, you must first change the story. You must stop saying, I'm trying to quit. You must start saying, I don't do that anymore. You must stop saying, I want to be a writer. You must start saying, I am a writer who shows up to the page. The action follows the identity, not the other way around. Now we arrive at the place where most people quit. Not because the habit is hard, but because they meet an old friend along the way. A friend they forgot they had. His name is resistance, and he has many faces. He is the voice that says, you missed one day, so why bother starting again? He is the whisper that says, this is pointless, you'll never be good at this. He is the scream that says, you're tired, you deserve a break, tomorrow will be better. A deep thinker who mapped the terrain of the human soul once said that the most important fight you will ever fight is not against the world, but against the part of yourself that wants to stay asleep. The part that fears growth, because growth means change, and change means the death of who you used to be. Resistance is not your enemy. Resistance is a sign. It is a sign that you are on the right path. The things that are easy to avoid are the things that do not matter. The things that whisper to you in the night, that haunt you, that call to you from the edge of your awareness, those are the things that matter. The great teacher of presence once said that the only moment that exists is this one. The past is a memory. The future is a fantasy. The only place where change can happen is right here, right now, in this breath. When you miss a day, you do not ruin your habit, you simply have a choice. You can let one day become two, and two become a week, and a week become a lifetime of regret, or you can get back on the path and keep walking. The habit is not the streak. The habit is the return. We have spoken of water and stone, of identity and resistance, of environment and return. But now we arrive at the place where words must stop and silence must begin. I am going to ask you a question. Not a question for your mind to answer with clever words, but a question for the deepest part of you to sit with in the quiet hours. Look at your life right now. Look at the body you inhabit, the relationships you keep, the work you do, the thoughts that occupy your days. If your life is the sum of your habits, what do your habits say about who you have become? Do not answer with guilt. Do not answer with shame. Simply observe. Watch yourself as if you were a stranger. What does this person do when no one is watching? What does this person reach for when they are tired, bored, afraid? What does this person avoid when the moment of truth arrives? The philosopher who explored the depths of the collective unconscious once said that the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Not the idealized self, not the self you show to the world, but the self that exists in the dark, in the small choices, in the moments that no one sees. That self is the one building your life, brick by brick, day by day, habit by habit. And the beautiful, terrifying, liberating truth is this: you can change it. Not by force, not by violence against yourself, but by awareness, by seeing clearly, by choosing one drop at a time to become the sculptor instead of the stone. You are standing at the edge of a river. The river is your life. It has been flowing for years, carving canyons, shaping mountains, moving always in the same direction. You have two choices. You can stand on the bank and watch it flow, wishing it were different, dreaming of the day when the river will turn on its own. Or you can pick up a single stone. You can drop it into the water. And you can trust that over time, one stone, then another, will change the course of the river. The river does not change in a day, but it changes. It always changes. The question is whether you will be the one to guide it. You are not here by accident. You are here because somewhere inside you, a voice knows that you are capable of more. Not more things, not more possessions, not more noise, but more depth, more presence, more alignment with the person you came here to be. The habits are not the destination, they are the path. They are the daily returning to yourself. They are the practice of showing up again and again, not because it is easy, but because it is true. Today, become aware of the drops. Notice the small choices, honor the quiet victories, and when you fall, as you will, simply get back up and place another stone. The river is flowing, the stone is in your hand. The only question that remains is, will you drop it?